I stopped smoking 25 years ago, and used patches. They were just there at the time, and often jokingly said, I wish there was a patch I could stick over my mouth to stop me eating, to help my eating issues. That's I'm a whisker away from 7 stone. So
fantastic. That's good going. That's good going. And remind me, your story starts with Channel 5, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. With Sick, Fat, and Nearly Dead, I spotted that in late October, and it just happened at a time when things clicked for me. I was already pissed off with how I was looking and how I was feeling, and my interactions with my autistic son had meant that he. I don't know if you know anything about autism, but autistic kids can tend to go on about things interminably. So my weight has been one of those topics for some time, and I was just. I reached a point with him where I was really angry with photographs of me that he'd sent to my brother-in-law, his uncle. Now,
that's one of them behind you, yeah?
That's right. That's right. that one behind me there on my side was actually the one that set me off. I was thinking, oh my God, why did you send that? You could have sent something else, cropped picture of face or whatever.
Yeah.
But having sent that and having felt this whole sort of burst of anger, I then began to think to myself, well, why am I angry? Because my son had not made any value judgments about me or anything. He was just sending a photograph of Dad to his uncle.
Yeah.
And if I couldn't cope with it, I had to deal with it. So it was about that time, as I say, just after that I saw The Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. And I didn't actually see all of it. I just caught the end of it. So I then found it again on YouTube and watched the whole thing. And I was absolutely blown away. I mean, I have followed all sorts of diets before and have followed all sorts of things that promised you the earth and so on. So here was another one that was promising 5 stone or he had lost 5 stone in 60 days. I compared that with what I could lose if I was on Weight Watching or this, that and the other, which was recommending 2 pounds a week.
Yep.
So I was going to be my normal weight by, I think, about 2024. And here was an opportunity, if it worked, that I would lose a lot of weight quickly. So I thought, well, am I going to do myself any damage by trying this? I'll try it. I tried it for a week. And I had lost a colossal amount of weight just at the end of the first week. So I just did another week. That started in the last week of October. And I kept going all the way up past Christmas till mid-January, and by that time I had lost 5 stone. So I'm just so grateful for finding something that actually works. I mean, so many of us have tried things that have been a disaster. My idea of exercise at that time was getting to the fridge. I had thoughts of putting the fridge further away at the bottom of the garden. I would get more exercise that way. But hey, it's worked and it's just been fantastic, absolutely great. But this has been really painless as far as I've been concerned, and I would hate people to think that I went into this with some zeal to improve my health or whatever. I mean, it was vanity, I suppose, initially, and anger that got me into this. But they have proven quite useful drivers.
Yeah.
On the way through, because I now have the picture that's behind my head there as a screensaver, so I see myself every time I turn the computer on as I was, and we'll just keep going.
The other picture that's behind your head, is that the target?
Yep, that's me on my wedding day. Yeah.
It's funny. I talk to so many people that actually their wedding day is their goal.
Yeah, well, it's the I think round about that time was the lightest I have been ever.
Yeah.
72, 73 kilos then. I was working offshore, actually in West Africa, so you could not move on an oil rig without going up and down stairs. It's impossible. So just by working there, I was really quite fit at that time. But since then, jobs have changed. I've become, my job didn't involve any exercise at all, so I just kept it going. Yeah. It's getting your head in the right place. All this is about having your head in the right place. And if your head's in the right place, you can actually tolerate just about bloody anything. But getting there and how you get there is not easy, and it's an individual journey, I think, for all concerned. I mean, I didn't take up exercising until I had lost about 4 stone into December. Just because I wasn't able fundamentally. But after that, I actually enjoy walking, and I mean, I have no ambitions to become an Olympic athlete. I'm being realistic about this, but I did set myself targets of walking targets then, and I do admit it was a bit in my dreams, but I said to my son, my autistic loon, that I would go up one of our local hills with him on Ascension Day, which is the end of this month. Really, again, not imagining that I was going to be able to do it, but off we set. And then, much to my embarrassment, in February, I received or managed to get my first ever sports injury, aged 62. And I knackered my back with it. I must have done something to it when I was out walking. So I was laid up. I was bedded for 2 weeks, I think, and on loads of tablets for my back pain. And that kind of set back I think I lost about 6 weeks of my weight loss program through that. But hey, well, that's over and done with in my back walking.
So, I mean, just picking up on that, your mobility before you started this, would you have described yourself as being less than mobile, or less than physically able, or not necessarily disabled, but less able?
Absolutely less able, to the point of, if there wasn't a parking space near somewhere, then I just wouldn't go.
Okay.
And walking any distance was a challenge. Walking upstairs was actually a bit of a challenge. Not that I couldn't do it, but it put me off to the extent that our central heating controls are upstairs. So a lot of the time the central heating was on because I couldn't be bothered to go and turn the blessed thing off. So our heating bills have come down since I lost it.
And what sort of distances do you walk now?
5 kilometres, 2 or 3 times a week, for pleasure. This week I was out north of here on sand dunes walking. I did a 5-mile walk there. Glorious sunshine, skylarks singing, beautiful day.